Hello, everyone, and welcome to Core Talks. I'm Denise Posnak Gaffney, and I am here live with Amanda Berlin, who is an amazing friend, my business accountability partner, business buddy, and who runs an incredible strategy and publicity coaching business. She is in the New York City area, lives right outside of the city, and is mother to a sweet, sweet, sweet 4-year-old girl. Yes?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I brought her on here today to talk to us about how she fits in time for herself and her workouts without feeling like she's depriving her daughter and without feeling like she's pulling away from her work. And she inspires me. I just actually went live on Instagram. Amanda doesn't know this. And I came out saying that I know Amanda goes to the gym 6 days a week. She has a very solid routine. And I came out on Instagram as not doing that. I do not work out 6 days a week, and I am in the wellness world. Now, my work is very physical, and yes, I live in New York City, so I'm constantly walking, but I'm excited to be inspired by her and what has helped her get to that place. And I think we can all, as crazed people, over busy people, learn from her. So we're going to start. I'm going to let Amanda tell us a little bit more about what she does. And also, so my first question for you, Amanda, hi, is who are you in terms of your work and what you do? And what is your life like, business and work? What's kind of a snapshot of your day?
Well, thank you for having me, Denise. I love what you're up to, and you're my sister, so I'm thrilled to be talking to you about this. The way I describe what I do is I'm a former New York City publicity strategist who uses my powers for good now. I help entrepreneurs and small business owners figure out what they have to say, figure out how to find the people who need to hear from them, and figure out how to create offers that really resonate and also subsequently get themselves out there in the media. So I also teach people how to earn that skill set of pitching themselves and booking interviews and scoring features in the media. So that's my work. My life, I really kind of cultivated this business out of a corporate career where, I worked 9 to 6 or whatever. And, in terms of my wellness routine during that phase of my life, I think that was really when I became ultra dedicated to working out every day, because that life, particularly the culture at the company that I used to work for, was really out of alignment for me. And I started going to the gym every morning before work. So I would wake up at 5:30 to get to a 6:30 class. And once it sounds so crazy, but once I did that, I kind of had to force myself to do it for 3 weeks or a month before it became a bit less torturous. But once I got over that hump, over that hurdle, it became religion, because I felt so much better during my day if I went to the gym in the morning. And if I didn't go to the gym in the morning, it wasn't that I just didn't feel good about myself. I literally felt foggy. I felt out of focus. I felt like I was not present, like something was off, way off. So, and that now has translated into my dedication to my routine now for a lot of the same reasons. I feel a lot more in alignment with my work, but I do need to get out every morning and do something physical to get out of any anxiety I might be feeling, to feel good in my body and to feel healthy, and literally to be able to say that affirmation, I actually have said it with my daughter when I haven't been feeling good in my body. Thank God for our healthy bodies. Like, at least we are healthy above all. So, that's another reason why I'm so dedicated to it. And also, I was talking about this yesterday, and we may get to this more, but I was talking about this yesterday because I feel like the gym, and particularly group fitness, is a means for community for me, but also a means to test myself and push myself in a very low stakes environment.
That's awesome. There's so much in there.
Yeah.
I want to get into. Let's move on with this. I want to get back to alignment. You mentioned alignment. The environment, you call the gym a low stakes environment. I want to remember to get back to that.
Okay.
I want to ask you just like the basics. So what is your daily wellness routine now? When do you work out, and how do you do that? Because I know you come into the city. So you live outside of the city in New Jersey, but you come into New York City to work out, right? Or let me know.
Sometimes. Yeah. So it really depends. So my wellness routine, I think, begins when I wake up. For the last several weeks, I've really become committed again to my meditation practice and my energy activations, which I know you are familiar with. So I will make the coffee the night before, I will flip it on. And today was like a milestone because I didn't even look at my phone before I went and sat on the meditation cushion. So that was something that I even want to try to do more, is like literally just go turn on the coffee and go sit on the cushion. So I do a very abbreviated meditation, maybe like 5 to 7 minutes. And then I do my energy activations. And that really has been life-changing for me over the past couple. I mean, that's been in practice for about a year. And that has been a major game changer, because what we're doing with the energy activations is literally stating the way I want to feel during the day. So it's just, I think it's setting an intention and being clear about, this is how I want to feel, and also not dwelling on how you don't want to feel, kind of like, moving into that positive phase. So that's the beginning of my wellness practice. Then I'll have my coffee, my daughter wakes up, and then we get ready for daycare. I take her to school, and then I go to the gym right from there. So a lot of times I'll drive, actually, because I belong to Equinox, which has been my gym home for since 2001, I think, like a really long time. And it's not that convenient. It's not that convenient anymore, to be honest. But I've tried other things, and I just don't love them as much. So, maybe that's kind of a takeaway or a message, is find somewhere that you actually really like going to, if you're going to work out outside of your home, to kind of, give you this feeling of like, I feel really great here, and I like going there every day, and I love the people. I mean, I've met so many friends through Equinox and group fitness. It's really been life-changing over the years. People who have really changed my life. So a lot of times I'll drive to the Equinox. That's about, on a good day, 20 minutes from here. On a bad day, 40 minutes from here. So, that sometimes feels a little bit insane to me, but I also remember, it's that conversation of like, what is this worth to me? It's worth spending the extra hour, really, it ends up being, getting there and getting back, to have that experience of moving my body in a space that I love with people who are really nourishing.
I love that. So I just want to reflect on a few things that you have already said before I go into this next question. I think the point about alignment is key, right? So you were in a situation when you were in the corporate world where your work was not aligned with who you were, and you were in a very disjointed kind of day. And I think many, 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 many of us are in that situation. I hear from so many of my clients and friends that like, oh, I hate my job, or today was a horrible day, or I need a new job, right? And so that countering is just vital, right? So, and what that did by you aligning with yourself physically and aligning with yourself in the morning, you were actually able to be in your work day without it being so bad, right? So the question is, how do we make time for ourselves so that it doesn't take away from work or family, right? And by doing what you do, you make that time, you made that time in the morning, and asking yourself that question, as you said, understanding the worth and the value, you actually give time to your work.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if we don't align and we don't do this, we are already taking away time from our work. And also with your daughter. Now, you are very lucky because you can work out before your daughter wakes up. My daughter wakes up at 4:30 in the morning. So that doesn't happen.
I don't work out before she wakes up.
But you actually have a
right.
And you're lucky you could sleep, I'm sure, but you have decided that you want to have wellness time. You want to get on your meditation mat, even if it's 5 to 7 minutes, and that you want to do your energy activations. And for everybody who doesn't know what energy activation is, an energy activation is where you make a statement out loud with a physical movement. And our business coach just described it to me like this the other day, that you're bathing your body, bathing your cells in this belief. So it's not just head, it's body. Because the big thing, guys, is that we are out of our bodies so much more than we used to be, than we should be. We are out of balance. We just are. So we need to get into our bodies. And so these things that Amanda's talking about that she has as her wellness practice are about getting into the body, right? So the energy activations have to do with that. So I love all of that. And I want to know, Amanda, if there's a time that you had where you were not doing this, and what was the cost, or what was how do you know that it's good for you because you did it, and you talk about that torturous commitment, but what made you even start to do it? Because a lot of us don't even know that it would be good. And we're dealing with a lot of pain and suffering. I know personally, because I'm not as committed to my fitness routine as I have, and fitness is not the right word, but my movement routine as I have been in the past. And I don't even see it. I'm like one of those people. I'm like one of my clients who's not even seeing that their body needs it, because we can forget about that. So was there a time in your life where you weren't doing this? And then what happened? And what was your realization then?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even know if you know this about me, actually. So, you know that my mom owns a Jazzercise franchise. So exercise was always present in my life and in my world. And I guess, I don't know if it was, so I didn't take to it. I didn't take to exercise or movement. Though what's funny is that I was always involved in sports and dance as a child coming up. However, and I've thought about this recently, I hated it because not as an act of rebellion against my mom, but because I hated my body. I hated wearing a leotard to dance class. I hated, putting on a uniform for softball team. I hated running because of, whatever, I just hated my body. So, so even though I pushed myself to be involved in all of these things, I never found joy in them. And that's a vast, joy is a vast overstatement. It was uncomfortable for me to be doing all those things. So fast forward to around college, I went and started exercising a little bit in the student gym or whatever. And that was really the start of it. I got into it at that point. And then fast forward further to joining Crunch initially in the city for about a year or two, and then joining Equinox for the duration, I found group fitness, and it really like allowed me to be reborn into my body, because I could move and not, I don't know, something, I just felt like no one cared, like no one was watching me. I was like happy with the way that I was moving, particularly in dance classes, which allowed me to like really love dance again. And in, again, like a lower stakes environment. So it allowed me to love dance again. It allowed me to push myself in ways that I wouldn't otherwise ever get to, because I'm not an elite athlete or someone who does races or whatever. I really found joy in movement again. So I think that's also part of it, because it's not just about like staying fit and looking good or whatever. It's about feeling great. And like, yes, I'm sure like part of the joy is endorphins, but part of it also is just, again, being able to say like, I did that, or I was able to like really shine in that dance class or whatever.
I love that. So just to kind of wrap up here, I want to get to answer our questions, and I have one more quick question for you. But what I'm hearing from Amanda is the ability to do this. First of all, to decide that you want to do something for yourself outside that could take away time from other things, is that you have to find the thing that you love, right? So alignment, not only like alignment in my body and myself, but like alignment with the space and the community. For her, it's community. Maybe for you, it's walking on the beach at 6 a.m. where nobody's out there, finding that balance. What is the thing you love? So trying a lot of different things to really figure that out. And that's a motivation factor. But Amanda, I just want to ask you this question, because this is what comes up for me. And the reason I haven't, and granted, I do have a 2-year-old, and a 2-year-old is different than a 4-year-old because it's still new and it's my first child. So it's all nuts. But I'm building out this, business, and I'm trying to really, focus on that. So my question is for you is like, when you get, let's say you're like, oh man, somebody wants to talk to me today, but this conflicts with my gym time, or I'm launching this new product, or I'm launching this new series, and you have the temptation to give up your practice, or your daughter's sick or whatever it is. Like, obviously if your daughter's sick, you stay home and you let it go, but what do you do, and how do you talk to yourself in those times, and how do you make that decision to stay committed, stay course, or if you fall off course, like how do you get back on it?
Right. It's a spectrum. So the way that I talk to myself in those moments is it depends. So the spectrum runs all the way from it's not happening today, and just being okay with that. And yes, it may feel crappy to go a day, or to feel like I missed the opportunity to move, but sometimes that's just a fact, and it can't, life intervenes and it can't happen every day. The other end of the spectrum is I lay down. I actually have some like equipment in my home. So I'll like pull out some weights, a bench, and I can exercise anywhere. Or I lay down a yoga mat and I do a little bit of stretching or moves. So there's, like if I can't prioritize exercise and getting out to exercise, I will try to move in any way that I can.
I love that. That is so awesome. And that's one of the themes of Core Talks is valuing I am doing enough. So what gets in the way of us actually moving forward in our bodies and our business and anything is this belief that, if I only do 5 minutes, that's not going to do anything. And it's totally the opposite. 5 minutes is miraculous. It is miraculous, to shift your energy through your body and have a new perspective. It's totally possible in 5 minutes. So I just thank you so much for coming on today, sharing with us about that. I I think it's a great reminder to all of us who know how amazing this is to do this for ourselves, and hopefully a motivation for people who have fallen out of that or who've never done it, to give it a try. So I so appreciate it. And thank you for being here. And I will be sending this out to everybody who didn't catch it today, and everybody who's here, come over to the website. You can talk with me about helping you figure out how to do that. I do a free 20-minute call. We can talk about wellness plans. I'm so happy to do that with you, for you. And
awesome.
So
what a value.
Day. And you can find Amanda Berlin at amandaberlin.com. She's amazing. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Denise.
You're welcome. Bye.